Yo, 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 we are back. Halftime, this is what I do. I kind of jump in and do things spur of the moment. So I hope some people get to see this. I'm going to try to pull up the game so far so you guys can see it. But how about that? Are you not entertained? I'm entertained. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that thoroughly. Would have been a lot of fun if, a couple of those drops. And it's preseason. Let's not crucify Cole Kmet. Let's not crucify DJ Moore, even though DJ Moore's probably wouldn't have been a catch anyways. That was a tough one right against the ground. But man, Caleb zipping that in around two defenders on what Packers fans think is a Jordan Love type of throw. And okay, I'm not going to go too deep into the Packers today. FGB, puke emoji, cheese emoji, puke emoji, cheese emoji, frauds. But now, okay, guys, I think in my personal humble opinion, I am the most fair person out there, period, of anybody when it comes to Justin Fields and Caleb Williams. And yes, we're going to talk about it repeatedly through much of this season because Caleb is our quarterback. Justin was our quarterback. That was a lot of fun to watch the hype be real. And the hype is real. The kid is special. I'm going to pull this up so you guys can see it. We'll do the play-by-play so you guys can see that. This is where we are at halftime. I'm just going to try to give a couple thoughts here as we are in halftime. First series there. Boom. Okay. We'll blow that up. I'll come back to you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Uh-oh. Here we are. Okay. Make me smaller. Whoa. You guys in the comments. You guys are the best. Tammy, Atmos, Eric, Stigmas, Andy Anderson, Jerry, Hoxie Brodone, Geraldo, Creighton Wilfong, as always. You guys are the best. So, let's get into my thoughts. In fact, let's make this smaller. You guys saw the game. You saw what was going on. Caleb processes very, very well. The things you hear a little bit about with Justin and his slow processing, we always said Justin was a developmental quarterback who was improving every year. Caleb has a way of seeing peripherally in a way that Justin didn't. He has a feel. He has a feel for the pocket, and he does very well in it. I was not impressed at all with the offensive line to start with. They did improve as it went along. So I'm excited to see how that turns out next week, see if they can make the small adjustments, see if we can get Nate Davis back. That'll be fun to watch. We didn't get to see a lot of Shane Waldron's call schemes. This was very, very vanilla. And I think they did that on purpose for Caleb just to ease him in. It was his first game, first NFL game, first touch of the ball. You want to do that. Kind of like Justin last year when they did the screenplays. This was very vanilla. Wasn't as many screenplays, but still very simple concepts. Hand the ball off quite a bit. And those people that are hating on DeAndre Swift from other divisions, from other teams, talking crap about how he was a fit for Philly, but he's not a fit for Chicago. Screw you guys. He knows what he's doing. He's going to be awesome. We have a three-headed running back room. I said it all along. We're not trading Khalil Herbert. Khalil Herbert showed that today. I'd like to see Khalil Herbert back on kick returns. Perfect segue into kick returns. They didn't dare kick it to us. Why is that? Velus Jones Jr. is recognized as a stud. So both times they had the opportunity to kick us the ball, they did not kick us the ball. They elected to take it out to the 30-yard line. That's big. That gives us extra field advantage compared to other teams. Now, we'll see if everyone does that or if the Bills were just trying to hide their scheme, hide what they were going to do on kickoffs. Who knows at this point? Maybe it was just easier for them at this point just to kick it into the end zone. I'm going to go ahead and take the route that it was Velus Jones scaring the crap out of them. All right. Caleb. Down to Caleb. Very accurate, very precise. Only one mishap. I think he knew that ball in the end zone he could have hit Rome with. I don't crucify him on that one, though. He threw it out of bounds. I'd rather see him throw it out of bounds and escape the pressure and live to play another play. Now, I realize that led to the last play of that drive and a field goal. But I'd rather see that than poor decision-making. And he realized after. You saw his hand expressions. You saw the way he reacted. He knew he could have hit Rome, but he didn't. Okay, that was the only mistake of the whole drive. And if you're talking a B-level mistake instead of an F-level mistake, I'll take that all day. He hit Cole Kmet in the chest. Kmet dropped it. It's preseason. Let's not overreact about anything. Cole Kmet has a career, I think, 4% drop rate. I've told you guys anything below 5% is phenomenal. So, all right, you can drop one in preseason. No big deal. Wide open. All it was Kmet was going to grab it. He was turning upfield before he secured it. Stupid mistake. I don't think it's going to happen too much. All right, those on Twitter following me saw my takes on Tyson Bagent. I'm not going to hide it, guys. He's not a QB2. I've said that all along, and it's not just because Brett Rypien had a great week last week. Who's ready for the Brett Rypien, Colin Johnson part 2? This guy right here. Ready for Brett Rypien, Colin Johnson. I want to see it in the second half. Brett Rypien is a real quarterback 2 in this league. And to me, I've explained it several times. Brett Rypien or Tyson Bagent is Brett Rypien 4 years from now. So give him a couple years and Tyson Bagent can turn into something. But Tyson doesn't have pocket awareness. He doesn't have zip on his ball, and he's not that accurate. I know people clamor to he went 2-2. Any other quarterback would have went 4-0 and 3-1 on that stretch for the Bears last year. So hate me for hating Bagent. That's fine. I'm not hating him. I just don't. He's a developmental. There's a reason he was undrafted, guys. And those undrafted guys take some time sometimes. I'm really excited to see Brett Rypien in the second half. All right. Back to Caleb. That zip on the ball when he went right through the middle of the field is something I'm begging to see all offseason. All right, so there was no huge, gigantic, crazy play that made you say, this is it, this is the end. But there was consistency through every one of his plays. Every one of his dropbacks, he was very pocket aware. He escaped pressure. He was on point, and he did what he needed to do with the ball. Even when he threw it away, it was proper to throw it away at that point. So I was very happy. I would give Caleb an A- grade for this game. That's what I would do. And I'm very happy as a rookie to come into his first game and to see him do that. All right, so let's get to the chat. Sorry, I'm ignoring the chat for a minute while I get my thoughts out because I want to be quick because the second half's going to start soon. Caleb has it. I agree. And guys, I'm going to be very fair. I love Justin Fields. I thought he played really well in the Pittsburgh game. I would give Justin Fields a B to a B+ grade. That's what I said. A little bit of lack of awareness on one, but their line was only 2 starters playing in that game, and they were switching things around to try to find the right line mix. We had all 5 of our starters, and it showed they were a lot better. The run defense the run blocking efficiency was great, just like last year. The Bears are one of the best in the league. Pass blocking needs a little bit of tune-up, but near the end of the time that he was in there, it looked really good. Swift going to be a beast for us. I agree, especially out of the backfield. Oh, I didn't know that relentless. Either way, they're scared of us. Don't worry about it. They're scared of us. We need to put Khalil Herbert back there, too. We need to put Khalil back there. Ian Wheeler's still hurt. Let's go see Rypien now. Boom. Yeah, that along the sideline. So he's not talking about relentless Mike. He isn't talking about the drop. He's talking about along the sideline. I don't know what it was, 20 yards. We can look it up right here. I mean, we can make this thing bigger, and we can look it up. But it was that's too small for you guys to see. I'm just going to take this off the screen. A dime to Cole Kmet. Looks really, really good. Really fun. Still like Bagent. It's just the little thing. He's just not there yet. I mean, he knows how to work out. He knows how to put the time in the gym, so that's fun. I don't necessarily agree with this. I think we'll be fine with our core. I mean, we've got and Brett Rypien knows how to play in Waldron's offense, so he can take Geno Smith and make him special. I think Brett Rypien would be fine. Take that same stretch last year with Shane Waldron and Brett Rypien over Tyson Bagent. I think we go 3-1 or 4-0. I absolutely believe that. Booker the Berserker. So anybody who didn't see that, Booker and Daniel Hardy combined for a sack on a play where the offense thought the play was dead, so they stopped. They both got the quarterback. I'll take the pseudo stats. I'll take a free sack. It was fun to see. But I did so I'll point this out on the defense. Jalen Jones looked like a ball hawk back there today. After a first game that looked so-so, looked okay. Jalen Johnson was there on every play, looked really good. Jalen Johnson would have had a pick in the end zone. So the secondary was looking okay on that drive. Okay. But then when the red zone hit, they got locked down, and it was perfect. And Jalen Johnson looked so good. He would have had the pick if Keon Coleman didn't offensive pass interference on him, grabbed him and held him from getting it. The ref didn't call it. It was right there. Don't know why. Maybe because it's preseason. Don't have a clue why he didn't call it, but it was clear and obvious pass interference. But should have had the pick there. Either way, led to a fourth down. Led to them getting 3 points, was what it was. Austin Booker looked really solid. I think he was trying to play a little bit more run contain instead of head down. If I'm trying to analyze this game from last game, he was kind of just getting in there, and that was fun to watch. I think they must have talked to him and said, okay, let's try to do a little more run contain on this game, see if we can have you be a 3-down defensive end. It was pretty clear he was holding up a little bit more, playing a little more contain. Like to see him pin his ears back and get a couple more sacks just to show us that aspect, because Bears fans are clamoring for the pressure. We're clamoring for the sacks. We want to see those pressures on the quarterback, but he was in there on a couple plays. The player who surprised me, who I said I want to see more out of, is Dominique Robinson. Dominique Robinson on that first drive was in on 2 out of the 3 plays and led to the third down that was a tackle for a loss that led them punting. So I was really impressed with Dominique Robinson. Really, really happy to see that. Now, guys, I've been thinking about this, and I'll probably bring it up in another one. Why don't our backup defensive ends or tight ends learn how to long snap? That would save us a roster spot. As we're talking about needing 6 or 7 wide receivers and 4 tight ends and the defensive line, those who don't know, Patrick Scales was a tight end, was a defensive end at one point. It's the perfect size. You're not getting hit right off the bat. They can't hit the long snapper till he comes up. Why aren't these backup guys learning this skill? I was a defensive end. I also long snapped. That's what I did in high school. I was the long snapper. I know how to long snap. So I don't know. It saves a roster spot, saves a little salary cap. I'm a fan of them doing it. I don't know why they don't. Why isn't this a thing in the National Football League? A specified guy to long snap. Take your backup. Take your guy that you know is going to be your 5th defensive end. Take your guy that you know is going to be your 4th tight end, your Sweeney or your whoever it's going to be. Get him back there every day practicing long snaps. I don't know. That's just a thought that I have. I'm sure other people have thought of it, but something we need to do is we look at this roster and we see all these guys that are out there that are fighting for a spot, and there's so many guys we want to keep. All right, I'm going too long. Hopefully we'll see some V12 action in the second half. I agree. Boom. Gotta go. Appreciate you guys. Bear down. Second half coming your way. Let's see some Brett Rippon to Colin Johnson, some Velus Jones out of the backfield with that. Bear down and da Bears.